your own. You only need one guy for that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it doesn't happen again. But yeah, definitely not.
I hope it
ideal luck.
I'm going to lose my mind.
You're gonna explode. Well, we're gonna switch. We're gonna switch over to some WIAC coverage. We've got our guests here waiting. We'll get them added in. Shane, what's going on?
Let's go. The first thing I hear when I get added in from the Facebook to listen to you is sometimes shit sucks. I'm here for it. RQ, go off, dude. Yeah, I've seen a little bit of the Badger talk. That's unexcusable for sure to have those kids out there attached without a coach. I definitely agree. And shout out, I like seeing Austin O'Connor. He was one of my favorite wrestlers. And the job Poeta's doing at Illinois, it could be done. So Wisconsin, we got better wrestlers here. So we should be on them. We should be critical of what's going on. So I just wanted to give you a shout out for doing that. And I think wrestling needs more takes like that, like almost a shock jock or something. We're all so nice and praise all the time. But, hey, programs are getting cut and business is business. So let's get the state growing.
But before going to WIAC talk, I mean, it seems like Shane wants to speak some piece too. So do you want to ask the question that we got on the outline here or what?
Yeah, ask it.
Because I have a question on the question, but we'll start with Nate here. But is it too early to hit the panic button for the Badgers
for this season? Yeah,
I think what do you mean by the panic button here? Because
I think it's too early. They had obviously Ryder Duel didn't go the way they wanted. After this weekend, if like say you go 0-3 or something this weekend, then it's like, okay, that panic button's looking, mighty fine right now. It's dressed up. It's looking good. But no, I think it's too early to just push the panic button on the season. I know you can do predictions and stuff, but I feel like you have to see it. You have to see it unfold. You can't, if it hasn't happened, it hasn't happened. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would say it's too early to push the panic button.
I mean, here's the thing. If the expectation is beating MAC teams, then we should be hitting the panic button like yesterday. That's the problem.
Yeah, well, Go ahead, Shane.
I'd say, yeah, I'm pushing it because as a resident of Wisconsin, I definitely think that we should be better. We should have a better product. The kids out there are trying their best, but I don't see the vision of how we're growing for the future. I don't see the recruits coming in. I don't see the big plan. Like I used to donate to them. I don't donate anymore because there's been lack of transparency. So I'd like to see, I haven't seen a jump around in a long time. I just see a lack of energy from the whole administration from the top on down. And I'd like to see, just a little more excitement and highlight those kids that are out there still scrapping. Because shout out to those kids. I'm not bashing them by any means, but the program, that's why I'm wearing my Parkside shirt. Becker's killing it. We're about to talk about the 2 and the 3 team in the country later on with Fader and Malachek. I mean, there's a standard of excellence in the state of Wisconsin now. We just got done winning Fargo. There's no reason we shouldn't be at the top half, at least a Big Ten.
I think good or bad, you're right. There is a standard of excellence with Wisconsin, which is earned right throughout the state. It's not a collection of just the Division I team, just the Division III team, just the high school level. Like it's a collection of a whole state that this state has earned. Iowa has that same thing, right? Their programs throughout the state, the levels in college and high school have proven over time they have this expectation of winning. And I think Wisconsin has kind of gotten there and they've earned it, and people are like learning that. But as far as like the specific question you asked, Teague, I'm disagreeing. It's too early in this season to hit a panic button when you haven't seen enough happen. Like you can look at whatever you want, but results are results, and 90% of the results have not happened.
I'm curious to readdress this after the Big Ten season.
Well, that'll be way later.
I know, but it'll be okay. So if we're already 0-2,
what gets your panic button pressed?
Yeah, what is the oh shit, we're actually in it. Curious.
Wait, what do you mean? Oh shit.
At what point would you press the button?
Hitting the panic button.
Oh, I don't know. It's an eye test thing, right? It's a results thing. Maybe it's after this weekend if you don't look good this weekend. Maybe it's further down the road. Maybe you do look good this weekend. It's kind of you take it week by week sort of thing. I just think you can't be pushing a button like that so early when it's like, imagine the U.S. and the Soviets hit that freaking nuclear launch button early, right? Right?
Don't lose to a MAC school.
I just
Action,
think
baby.
I was excited when Bono got here, and I haven't seen really any improvement from the Davis era. That's why maybe it's time to get some stuff from up top, make sure we secure these scholarships moving forward, and put the vision, get your vision out there. I'm not saying he has to go, but just get some more stuff out to the fans so we could support.
Yeah. Well, hey, Shane, we got you here. Let's move forward. Let's move on to the WIAC.
Yes, sir. So we had the Concordia Open go on last weekend, and there was some decent results. Honestly, not a lot of the Wisconsin kids did good. The out-of-state teams dominated it, but some
Okay.
highs was at the 141 bracket. There's interesting roster battle going in between the Whitewater guys. Evan Onstad, who's ranked in the country, he took second, and Justin Fortugo, he took fourth. And he was he had a roster battle with Pogorowski last year, All-American. They went back and forth with that spot, so he's been competitive for a long time. Evans kind of a newer member to the team going forward. He's a sophomore. They both lost the same. What's happening?
Did they wrestle each other in the semis or anything?
No. So what's interesting is they both lost to the same person. That ranked guy, Evan, lost by a lot more, 15-4. Justin lost 5-0, and it's Romero from Wartburg, who I believe is ranked second in the country. So it's two kids that are All-American level at the same school. And, if they bump up, they got to see Jalen, who went fourth there as well, who's also looking at the same thing. So I don't think either one of them are doing that. And I did see Whitewater, though. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it sounds like they got to find your way. Talent will find its way in the lineup, whether it's got to go up or down or beat out the guy that's at their weight. But it sounds like a good problem to have over there at Whitewater.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have a problem than not have a problem of, who's good, who's really good.
For sure. And what I did notice is they held a lot of their starters back, though, and I don't know what's going on with that. I did give credit for Jalen. He was one of their few starters that did go through, and he's closing in on getting his 100th career win. He led the team last year. So I'd like to see more of those guys. I know the match counts are going down. D3 normally gets a little higher, so I'd like to see those guys toe the line a little bit more, especially in those opens, put it on the line. Ian Krapp out of Wartburg, he looked really good, Wisconsin resident. And at 74, our only champ was Leo Dravelin out of lacrosse.
Okay.
Nice.
Lacrosse, man, he's not even a starter. So, I mean, it's
another really deep team there with the Eagles for sure.
That open is tough. So for a backup from lacrosse to come in, that's an impressive win for sure.
Yeah, they've been looking good. I mean, ranked second in the country. They're seeing Eau Claire, that's ranked third on December 11th. So that's going to be a good matchup with Teague on the mic. And it's exciting to have that in Wisconsin and have these opportunities there for the kids. Gable bumping up a few weight classes, knocking out Sacco a couple of weeks back, the champ from last year. Them bringing in Gerber. It's going to be a really exciting duel, and I'm excited to see how that plays out. I think everybody in Wisconsin wins that night.
Mm-hmm.
Go there by ticket if you can't watch the stream.
Are you going to be up there?
I won't be. I know Teague will be on the mic, though.
Yep. So we were, Jake, I mean, we were just texting about this today. We were supposed to dual stream that with the WIAC. We were going to push it to our site for free for everyone to watch, just so more people can get an eye on it. But we're just unfortunate. We just can't kind of WIAC rules and just contract stuff that they have already in place. We're not able to. But Jake, they can watch it on the WIAC website, right? They can still watch it from the WIAC website.
100%. We'll make sure to get that link shared out to you guys. Make sure you tune in. I mean, it's going to be a great duel. When's the last time both of these squads have been in the top 5 at the same time?
Last year, maybe. They might have been like 3 and 5.
Really?
Yeah, last year they were both really good, so I wouldn't be surprised. I'd almost guarantee they were ranked in the top 5 together at some point last year. Lacrosse almost won.
They weren't this high, but they might have been like 3 and 5. They weren't 2 and 3 though.
Gotcha.
One of them's bringing the trophy back from Providence this year. I don't know which one, but it's coming to Wisconsin.
They better.
And then for our private schools, go ahead, RQ, my bad.
Nothing. You're good. Go ahead.
And I'd say for our private schools, we got the MSOE Open coming up this weekend. And even the WIAC, I've seen a lot of growth out of Oshkosh, out of Platteville. They're filling rosters. They're getting people there. So the WIAC's really investing in wrestling, and it's nice to see these rosters growing because last year there's a few forfeits, and you just hate to see that. So it's good to see the growth in there from the top to bottom because the more teams we have competitive, I think it's better for everybody, for sure.
100%.
I got a question for Teague and you, Shane. Jake, chime in if you feel like it. Now, I've heard this on two sides of the coin from very strong head coach sources, both in the conference. Is it WIAC or WIAC? Because I have heard from plenty of people on one side.
I've heard
plenty
both.
Of people this is a country. This is a conference divided on how to say WIAC or WIAC. What is it?
I've honestly said it. I alternate. I don't even know if there is a right answer.
Hey, Switzerland.
I think phonetically WIAC is probably correct, but I've heard a lot of people say naturally WIAC.
I'm going WIAC because we're Wisconsin. We're not Wisconsin. So consistency for me is I'm rolling with it. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard as well.
I like that region.
I've only ever heard it as WIAC up until when we did the lacrosse Platteville duel and someone said WIAC, and I was like,
I think Coach Malashek was on the side of WIAC.
Like, wait, what?
Whoa,
and even Farrell,
credibility to WIAC,
because Farrell even was like, wait, I've only heard it as WIAC. So there's a little debate there.
I think we need to put a poll out on the social media, guys. WIAC or WIAC?
The winning coach of lacrosse in Eau Claire gets to say once and for all. Give him the mic right after, Teague.
How do you pronounce it?
Yep. You're the champion of the what?
Yeah. I am so pumped for that duel.
Yeah. Shane, just last thing I got for you. We got, like you said, we got the MSOE invite coming up here this weekend downtown here in Milwaukee. I know we used to wrestle at that when I was in college. But is there anybody from the Wisconsin guys that we should be keeping an eye on or anything like that? I think Whitewater sends backup sometimes there, but I don't know how many Wisconsin guys are sent there as much as maybe in the past. But is there any names that we should keep an eye out for this weekend?
All the private schools are going to be sending their starters. So you like your Lakelands, your Carthages and those. And the WIAC, you'll get a mix. You'll get kids that need matches and you'll get a couple of starters. And what I like here is you'll get some really good junior colleges like the Triton and the Harpers will come up from Illinois. Yeah. So you get some wild competitors there that you haven't heard of yet. And North Central comes in. So there's going to be a pretty good mix of talent. Oh, and the North Central Whitewater duel, that one's coming up Friday. That's going to be a fun duel. 21 ranked Whitewater, 9th ranked North Central at North Central. It's going to be a pretty competitive duel. So we're going to see, hopefully, Whitewater kept it competitive with Johnson Wales at 4. If they can get this win, maybe they crack the top 10 and we really start putting Wisconsin on the map.
That'd be great. Another Wisconsin team to just climb the ranks. That would be great.
This is a very we got Antonio Palladino in the comments. Very Wisconsin dual name here, but
the Bourbon Brawl.
Oshkosh on Friday. Yeah, the Bourbon Brawl. I love that.
That's funny.
I believe they do a raffle as well. I've seen in the past they'll raffle off bourbon, and I don't know if they drink it afterwards or whatever, but sounds like a good time. Bourbon and wrestling, I mean, that sounds like a good mix.
Yeah, it sounds like there's going to be wrestling in the parking lot, too.
Yeah.
Awesome, though. Okay, so there's a lot of action going on here in the Division III world around the state. But Shane, thank you for coming in, man. The plan is to do this frequently, bring you in and give us the roundup on the teams. So.
Hey, it was fun. Just enjoy the holidays, everybody. Thanks for having me on. I think this is my inaugural appearance. I could be wrong, but yeah, thanks, Teague, for getting me in, Jake and Nate for putting me on. And this platform is amazing. As Wisconsin's growing, you guys are a big part of that. So flowers to all y'all. Keep balance over the holidays while I got my hat on. Peace.
Thank you, Shane.
Thanks, Shane.
Thanks, Shane. Next up,